Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. Cardano is really still the most viewed video on this channel. I saw that yesterday when, as you know, I am now splitting the Bitcoin and the ADA videos, just because ADA is a bit slow at the moment, not very volatile, and I felt it just doesn't work anymore together with Bitcoin. Maybe I'll change it once more, you know, when the prices are going up again, when it's getting more interesting, but possibly I'll just leave it like that because some people just don't want to watch the Cardano update and they leave the Bitcoin video early, and it's not very good for the algorithm anyway. And if we make the Cardano video separate, it just allows me to analyze it in a little bit more detail and actually give it a little bit more of a prominent space, which is fantastic. I did hide just for anyone, because I had the comments that people missed the animal meme, so I did hide 3 animal memes in this video. So let me know in the comments at which timestamp you actually see the memes, right? I'm extremely proud that I came up with that idea because it keeps you focused, yeah. But anyway, don't take it too seriously. It's more for fun because apparently people like these animal memes for Cardano. Don't take it too seriously. I like Cardano. It's one of my biggest holdings, so it's not that I hate ADA at all, but I just found it a bit funny and people apparently like it. So yeah, so we start not with Phantom, no, we start with ADA, the ADA USD chart. And then I wanted to also take a look at the ADA BTC chart, and for the first time as well the ADAETH chart, because you had a few questions about ADAETH in the past. Haven't really looked at it, but maybe we can just make some sense of it together here. Still ADA on its way to lower prices, in my view, back below 80 cents. Yeah, here in this descending channel. I haven't changed that wave count here at all. We are still here in this A, B, C correction, and in that largest C wave here to the downside, you can see, and to be honest, no, it's not very volatile. You can see that first of all, and you can actually see that in this C wave, which contains typically of 5 waves, it is not very volatile because it is just a C wave. It's not an A, B, C here. You just have one C wave down, an impulsive wave to the downside, and you had your B wave here. This was the impulse. This was not the impulse, but this was the wave B, which oftentimes can be a fake out as well to the upside. It tricked us all, yeah. It looked like a new super bull run, but in the end it was just a wave B. Yeah, and Cardano was just much earlier than most of the other cryptos with its B wave. Yeah, some other cryptos only did it in October, November, December, some even in January. I'm talking about here, I think Near, Phantom, One, Cosmos, they were all very late, and AVAX and Terra Luna as well. So they still have to do that correction, whereas Cardano is already, I think, really in the last meters of that correction. I can only emphasize that that is the same for many other altcoins as well, where I think we are really here in the last meters of the correction. Cardano still heading down towards that target area there between 30 and 55 cents. Some people have asked, how on earth do you get to that target area? Well, we take these fib levels here. Yeah, take the fibs from the low to the wave 1. Yeah, need to start here pretty much at 0. Yeah, then you get more accurately to that, and you start from the low, you go to the wave 1, disregard basically the wave B because this was only the correction. So you do your fibs from the beginning of the wave 1 to the wave 1, and that wave 2 correction here is the target area is between that 88.7% fib level and the 78.6. Yeah, that is where I would expect the price to land now. I mean, in the previous scenario, I did already have a target area defined a little bit higher. Now, because we did break, and some people who've been with me for a longer time know that we had this first scenario on the chart for a long time, where Cardano in that scenario could have gone down to $1, and below $1 that was invalidated. Yeah, it was just invalidated, and therefore then we have to go to the higher level wave count. I did change the wave count then on this chart, and this is then the new area where I would, with the highest probability, expect the price to turn around. 30 and 55 cents. These are the 2 fib levels where I would expect the price to go to. Which of these 2 it will be, I don't know, but obviously the first one that will be reached is 55 cents. Does the price need to go there? Definitely no, there is no guarantee. That is why currently I have already started to dollar cost average into Cardano. I actually started already at $1.08. I think that was my first buy order that was triggered in this downtrend. And yeah, that's what we're doing. And again, if you want to see my buy and sell orders, check out my channel membership. Yeah, would be great to have you on board. A really positive community, really have to say that. And thanks again for everybody who's already a member and supporting this channel. I can't really thank you enough. Take a look at the daily, yeah, maybe with a little bit more detail. We can identify here this triangle, and it looks really like we are trying to break out. We talked about this in white. I'm talking about this triangle here in white. Talked about that, I don't know if it was yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, in the video where we talked about this symmetrical triangle, where you could argue that this symmetrical triangle is a trend continuation pattern, and the trend is down. So this here basically was just a consolidation in this downtrend, and the breakout would be more likely to the downside. Hasn't broken out yet. I think the breakout point here, well, it's doing it at the moment, maybe. Yeah, it depends on how exactly you draw that trend line. But yeah, it looks like we are breaking out here out of that triangle actually. It's not confirmed yet. What I would want to see is a lower low end. I would want to see a retest ideally of that former support as resistance. But on the other hand, you can also see here a head and shoulders within this triangle. I think I talked about that yesterday in the video. Let me know if I did. I forgot about it. Yeah, there you go. You've got your head and shoulders here. And this also makes it quite likely actually to break out of this to the downside. Yeah. Or even, oh yeah, remember I did talk about it. Did also talk about this higher level head and shoulders, where you've got your left shoulder, you've got your head, and all of this could be the right shoulder. All of that would, if it breaks to the downside, then really take us to much lower levels. I think in the first instance, we've been talking about this 75-cent level anyway. I mean, we're not far away from that anymore. So we are heading there. And if we lose that level, 75 cents, I think then we can expect here the price to move down into that target area. Of course, not in a straight line. So there will be moves and support lines along the way. And we can take a look at the VPVR if we see and can spot any significant support from previous volume. That can always give us an idea of where support levels are. The next, you can see that here in this VPVR indicator, these peaks, yeah, and the next peak is actually here at this 68-cent level, yeah. So 68 would be support, and then yeah, definitely the support level. The next one then would be 55 cents. All right. To the upside, main resistance for me is $1.01. Yeah, you can see that red line here. That is $1.01. Let me close the VPVR again. I'm talking about this previous swing high where that wick touched the $1.01 level. That is for me a very important resistance level to the upside. Overall, as long as Cardano is in this descending channel, we can expect the price to move down lower. It's also below the 50-day moving average. So there is still, in my view, confirmation that we are heading further down here. Yes, on the chart, we had this descending wedge here. We did break to the upside, but we have not since then started actually to move here to the upside. And yeah, that is pretty much what the price is doing now. Looking at ADA BTC, ADA here has approached a very important support level. Yeah, so we have come down here. Obviously, we did throughout this period here outperform Bitcoin, yeah, all the way until September. Since then, Cardano has been outperformed by Bitcoin. And also here, I would argue that you can obviously look at that from an Elliott wave point of view, where you are also here in a ABC pattern, where you came down in your wave A, you moved up in your wave B, you're now coming down in your wave C, made a lower low, which is important. Yeah, so that from that point of view, that is very important. Yeah. Looking here at this support level, that is very important. This where we currently, pretty much exactly where we currently are at 2040. Yeah, that is definitely important. You can see that horizontal support. I did put that on the chart, I think in the last video already. And this is here basically this area where you found support back in April 21. So we're pretty much at the same level as in April 21 before, before we saw the last major run to the upside here. Looking at the VPVR, you can actually see that is actually not such a significant, oh yeah, it is quite a significant support area here, and we're already going through it actually. So the support levels started already a bit higher here based on that VPVR. A very, very significant one will be down here though. Can you see that? I mean, that is still quite far away. That is still, wow, another 60% away. I mean, but you can see those peaks, yeah? This is that whole line here. Very, very important support. Was tested a lot. And that was here back throughout all of 2020 pretty much. And then here November 20, yeah, December 20, and after which Cardano did really its major run. So this will be huge support down here. Not sure if we're actually going to get there. Hopefully we find support here, but it doesn't look like it, to be honest, at the moment, because the price is not really, or ADA BTC is not really finding here at the moment, at least. Well, it is finding support, but it is not, we don't see a major reaction to it. Yeah, I'd like to see here a bounce to the upside like we did here. Yeah, which doesn't mean that we are necessarily going up from here, but to be honest, we don't see, we're not seeing a decrease of that, the slowing down of the downtrend. We saw it here, that was a period of consolidation, but since then we have moved down again. So yeah, from my point of view, I mean, if I look at that, it was looking so good here when we started to move up in this wave B, but again, that was just a fake out, unfortunately. The good news is if we really are in this wave C, it doesn't necessarily need to take much longer, but the way this structure looks and the way we're coming down here, it's not looking like this is finished, yeah. And looking at ADAETH, I had a few questions about that. To be honest, it is looking very similar to ADA BTC. So again, you can identify here an ascending trend line. You come down here in your probably wave A, you come up in your wave B, and you're coming down in wave C. Currently also similar to ADA BTC on the ADAETH chart at a very, very important support here, where we currently are at 3076. Looks a bit stronger, that support where we currently are on ADAETH, because if you look at ADA BTC, we obviously lost out versus compared to Bitcoin, where we are now for the first time since April 21 are at this support level. But ADAETH, we came down to that same support level already in December 21. So we are sort of stabilizing here at the moment, yeah. And the next major support down is not that far away, whereas the next major support to the downside for ADA BTC was, as we just saw, around 50%, 60% down. Here, if I put that line on the chart, it will probably be down here somewhere around 1938. And this is only around 35% away. So that should really hold. Otherwise, it will get very, very much oversold compared to ETH. So at the moment, even Cardano is quite oversold. Yeah, it was before oversold here on the 3rd of December. 4th of December, that was on the 4-day chart, by the way. So really, really meaningful. So the downside potential compared to ETH is really low here. Yeah. And also compared to Bitcoin, if we take a look at the 4-day chart, which is quite a meaningful one. I mean, Cardano is oversold. I mean, the downside potential is really limited, okay, compared to BTC and to ETH. We have to say that, yeah. And that's pretty much here the overview that I just want to give you on ADA. I cannot tell you, of course, when the price is going to turn around. I think we're getting close here to the end of the correction. I mean, we probably, if you look at where we're coming from, September, most of the journey is done. Yeah, I can definitely tell you that. What I can't tell you is how long any sort of sideways movement will take before we start to move up. This is at the moment really, really hard to say, especially given the given that you can only estimate really when the price is starting to turn around. What I can tell you is really that we are in the last meters of the correction, but that can take still a while to turn around. But my view is, as soon as we get into this target area here, we should see a strong reaction and then hopefully also a turnaround. Again, looking at the price targets for Cardano in that next major wave to the upside, which would hopefully be a wave 3 then, yeah, you would expect here at least, as always say, at least here, I'd say 450, so pretty much in the middle here of the 1.618 in the 200% level. This is always the minimum. Yeah, but you can see the next extension here is already at 650. So Cardano can really do well here, and also depending on where the price is landing. So if you go into that level of around 55 cents, that is a realistic 10x here also for Cardano. I often get the questions, is a $2 price for Cardano in 22 realistic? And I can tell you, possible it is definitely. How realistic it is, I don't know. I personally expect new all-time highs in 2022. And the reason for that is that if we complete this wave 2, normally in a wave 3, you see quite a significant move to the upside, pretty much like a rocket start. And therefore, I think, yes, that is realistic, that is possible, but it is also only speculation when the correction is finished. Not when in terms of the fib levels, because we typically see it in this area of these fib levels that I've highlighted there, but when from a time point of view, yeah, and a date or a month. That is what is very hard, and it is really only my best guess I can give you here on that. Right, that is my view here on Cardano. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and if you really like the content, then maybe check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.